Hello, welcome to my Time Warp review. This is the first of the series. I am stepping back in time if this was 1972 and I was a teenager buying books right off the rack. As you can hear the music before at the start of the video, you get the theme of Shaft. No doubt the this is night Chef came out in 1971, I believe, and I think this book came out early 1972. No doubt trying to capitalize on the black exploitation trend that was going on in the early 70s. If I see this book on the rack in 1972, I probably will buy it too. It has everything I want to see on a cover. My favorite three colors, you have yellow, red, and black. Pretty nice looking. Now, there is no signature of who the artist is of the cover, I don't believe. But for those that do not know, it's John Romita Sr. So it's a great looking cover, so I would buy it, no doubt. And George Tuska. Okay. I am familiar with his artwork. In Iron Man, he did a lot of the Silver Age Iron Man book. He have a long run actually with Iron Man, so there's many books with his art, and I actually like those books. I enjoy his art there, but for this issue, as you can see here, look like John Romita was credited with Roy Thomas in creating the character. Billy Graham. If you're familiar with George Tuska, I think that's how you pronounce his name, Tuska, work. This is slightly greedier than what I'm familiar with as far as looking at his Iron Man book of his previous work. Perhaps it was intentional for this series to be ink and drawn this style, but okay, let's dive right into the book. Okay, you start right off with the prison, Seagate, where you have this character named Lucas right here. He's in jail. It doesn't explain why he's in jail, what for, but if you read through the first 3 pages, you see that he's a badass. He's one of those guys that don't put up a lot of BS. He's not a thug, but at the same time, he's one of those guys in jail that don't put up a lot of BS. And as you can see here, there's a bad warden that want him to, do things for him, and of course Lucas say no, because he's nobody's slave, and for denying turning down the offer to work for the warden, he took a beating. So you get introduced to the bad guard and the beating that took place. Okay, so far that's nothing more yet on what's going on with the character or his power. Okay, so here you get to meet the new warden, who is much nicer, and he tried to right the wrong that's going on. As you can see here, the next couple page, he took over the job. He beats me why he didn't fire the previous warden, but he demoted him, I believe. You can see he took over the jail, and demote the previous warden into a lower position. And then you get to meet the doctor. Okay, and then but before that, here is the first time that you get to see the backstory of Lucas. And here, you know, it kind of introduces you to his early days where he hang out with his buddy Stryker, Willis Stryker. They were, you know, small time thief and gang and stuff like that, but eventually Lucas went the straight and narrow way, while it looks like Stryker stayed on the criminal career and rise up the rank as a drug dealer. Along the way, he met a gal named Riva. Okay, and you know, as with bad people, there's always other bad people that want to take over your turf. So right here, you have Stryker get into trouble with other people, and Lucas came to the rescue. Okay, as you can see right there. But as he get to know Riva, he also, you know, let Riva know what kind of person Willis Stryker truly is or was. And as you can see here, she broke up with Stryker because she didn't want to be with a gangster. Alright, so you can see here, Stryker's pretty pissed off. And he want a revenge on Lucas. And he planted some drug, as you can see here, at Lucas' apartment, and that is how he ended up in jail. In the meantime, he also took back Riva, and eventually Riva got killed in a shootout with another gang. Okay, looked like Willis used her as a human shield, as a coward. Okay, so she died. So that's the backstory, and now we know why Lucas is in jail. Basically, you know, he was not a bad guy. You know, he was just, a good person that was framed. So you understand his rage against the system. Okay, here you meet the doctor that offer him a chance to participate in an experiment, some kind of regeneration experiment that, you know, if he participate, there's a chance that he can be out on parole. And looks who showed up. The bad warden showed up again and threatened him. So instead of putting up with any more abuse and injustice, he decided and agreed to participate in this science experiment. As you can see here, it doesn't say much about what's the regeneration experiment is, but it gives you, you know, in typical comic fashion of what's going on. And he started the experiment, and as luck have it, the scientist left the room all by himself, and the evil guard show up again and trying to kill him, and trying to basically overload the machine. As you can see here, he turning up the power, but through miracle that didn't kill him. Instead, it empowered him. As you can see here, this is actually a pretty good looking panel, if not the best panel of the whole book. That looked pretty good, pretty cool. As you can see here, the scientists return. Lucas beat up the bad guard, and this is where he found out his power. He realized that he's strong. Okay, so you can see he punched his way out of the brick prison and escaped. Okay, the guard looked like the guard shot him. Oh. Okay, so he shot right there and he fell off the cliff into the river or ocean. Not sure what that is. I'm not sure if he's dead or alive. But then, as you can see here, he's resurfaced. So now you know two things about his power. He's stronger, as well as has some kind of invincible skin that can withstand getting shot. His body regenerated. Okay, as you can see. Okay, so now you get a good understanding of what his power is. So it looked like he went back to New York here, and right away you see that he is still his old self. He still do the right thing. And he visited the Riva grave, and you can see here he vowed justice and revenge on Willis Stryker, the person that put him in jail, as well as got Riva killed. And he came up with his costume. Look okay, I guess. If this is 1972, the days of disco and what you see on TV with Soul Train, I guess, and this will be okay. It's cool looking. It's appropriate for the time, not cheesy. Okay, so now you get to see that, and he becomes a superhero for hire. Okay, that's basically is it, and that is the first issue of Hero for Hire. Not bad, not blown away. I would say, to be in all honesty, it was all right. A quick read, somewhat underwhelming. I think that would be the most appropriate word to use to describe what I felt as far as reading this book. It was not bad, but it's definitely not something that wowed me. And if I was a teenage back then and bought this book off the rack, I'm not sure if I will be buying number 2. I would have to wait until it came out to see what the story will be like and what's the art will be like. But it's not bad. But at the same time, it didn't wow me where I'm gonna say to myself, wow, I can't wait for issue number 2. I can't wait to see who the villain is or what the storyline is gonna be. So yeah, it was all right, but definitely not anything that I would run out there and recommend to my buddies or friends that you should go and buy Luke Cage number 1. It's awesome. No, that's not the situation at all. Okay, now let's step back through the time machine again and talk a little bit about George Tuska. As you can see, the art of this book was okay, somewhat gritty. It wasn't bad, but in all honesty, I prefer the artist Tuska that drew the Iron Man Silver Age series, because I think his art there was fantastic. It's very different. Perhaps it was an inker, but I don't think that's the case here. I think it was more the style they were trying to achieve. Because if you look at the arts here of Mr. Tuska, it's pretty good. I really like it. I mean, and I have many of the readers' copies, Silver Age of Iron Man series that you can see here. It is nicely drawn. You know, I thought I like his style. It's certainly not, you know, you can't really compare him to the other great artists that I talk about. But if you look at this art, it's clean. You know, it's very well done, and it is good. You know, heck, I'm very happy with the way he drew Iron Man. Look at that. That's beautiful. That is, you know, as good as Gene Colan would have drawn Iron Man in that costume. But somehow his style changed, I think, significantly for the Hero for Hire book. I have other issues. I have almost a complete run from 1 through 25, I think. And it's much grittier. Perhaps that, you know, like I said, it was by design, but I certainly thought that his art in the previous series was better. Just my opinion. Anyhow, thanks for watching. Until next time.